I left school in the August of 1945. I went working on a farm for a couple of months until my father came out of the Navy, and then I set off in January. And for the first 6 months, I was seasick every time we went out. There were two of us pulling the pots, he was pulling by hand, and I'd be there pulling, and I'd get sick over the side. And Father used to say, "We're not going in, boy, we got finished pulling our pots." He never gave in, like I had to stick it out. My father, my Uncle Jim, and my Uncle Alan, they used to go to sea together, Uncle Jim and Uncle Alan in a boat, and me and my father. And we used to grow our willows in the willow plots down Hallsands there in the valley. So then we used to cut the willows, make the pots. Uncle Jim and Uncle Alan used to do the top part. Me and my father used to do the bottoms of them. And then at the end of the season, we'd share the pots between us. We used to make about perhaps 150 or something like that. And then there was the big store pots. We used to make special ones, like. And they all had their different ways, and they had markings on them, how to know which was theirs. I mean, some used to make fairly high ones, some would make fairly low ones. And, it was marvellous. You'd see them all lined up on the foreshore then, in them days. There were about 14 boats up here in them days. And a chap had a lorry called Ned Steer. And up where Britannia fishes, now you used to have a garage there and a petrol pump. And I used to ride in with him on a Friday evening in the Kingsbridge with a box of crabs. And I'd get off on the quay and I'd walk over to what was a George Inn in them days, a King of Prussia now. And I'd go in there and I'd catch all the lorry drivers that 9 out of 10 would come in the pub, have a drink. And I'd sell the crabs to these lorry drivers for 2 shillings and half a crown each. That was in the 1950s. And then, of course, in the spring of the year, we'd catch grey mullet. And we used to have a shed on the top of the hill. And you'd have 1 or 2 chaps over there looking in the sea to see the shows of mullet coming up from Star Point Lighthouse, just like a cloud going through the water. Well, my Uncle Percy, we was dab hand at it, like. We'd be on the beach by the old village, and then you'd see him running to say there was some fish coming. So you'd put the boat out on the water with a rope ashore for the others to catch hold of, and then he would come up to where you were, and then he'd take his hat off, put it out straight like that. You'd have to row out, and then when you got out so far, he'd take his hat like this, and you'd have to row like out down that way. And then when he wanted you to come ashore, he would wave his hat faster than ever, and then the mullet would be in between the 2 sides of the net, you see. The men would be always down on the beach waiting. Well, then when there was a shoal of mullet come, they'd shout, "Hey, boat!" And then the women, like my mother, Marina, my Uncle Jim's wife, my Uncle Percy's wife, Uncle Alan's wife, and they'd be all running to pull the net in. And of course, the men used to get a full share, but the women used to get a third share, like for. I know once some visitor said, "There must be a fire somewhere. All these women are running from their houses. There must be a fire." And it wasn't. It was a boat, like, And then, of course, we have to carry them then in mawns, made of willow. You'd get about half a dozen of you, and then you'd be all in a string going up the path to the Trout's Hotel. Well, in them days, Ella and Patience had a big wooden tub, and you had to wash them all before you packed them in boxes. I mean, no way can you catch mullet here now because there's no shingle. It was a good life, fresh air, and you'd meet the visitors in the summer. The same visitors would come back year after year. Of course, we used to take out visitors from the Trout's Hotel or the Hallsands Hotel. And then of a Friday evening, when they were due to go home, they'd all gather in the Hallsands Hotel, and they'd like the fishermen to give a sing-song. Sometimes there'd be as many as 6 chaps there playing mouth organs. There was my father, my Uncle Alan, my cousin Alan, a chap called Bert Farley, his son called Frank Farley. There'd be a lighthouse keeper playing the spoons, another lighthouse player playing the bones, and there'd be another chap there called Percy doing tricks. And the visitors would love it. Yeah, you made your own entertainment.